it's Kim here. I hope you're having an awesome day, evening, wherever you are around the world. Thanks for listening in to my daily message that I try to do daily. But, I have so much coming through that I probably should be doing it twice daily, or if not more. So you'll see that I'm going to be posting a lot more comments as well as videos, because there's so much going on in the universe at the moment. Can you guys feel it? It's just awesome. Today I've got so many things to talk about. The first thing that I've been guided to talk about with you is that we put meaning into everything that's going on the planet, and especially the stuff that's going on with you at the moment. So think about the stuff that's going on with you at the moment, whether it's good or bad. You put that meaning into that thing. So what you're doing is that you're actually then saying that it's good or it's bad. But what if it didn't have a meaning at all and it was just an experience that you were having? Then you would then look at everything that's going on around you and notice that you are actually putting a meaning onto everything. And what if you just stood back and observed everything that's going on around you rather than getting caught up in it and putting a meaning to it? A lot of us do, look at others and have judgment around what others are doing. A lot of us will, look at how people are treating us and then put a judgment around that. And then also how we treat ourselves. And, the message I got for you guys today around this is get rid of the meaning around everything that's going on around you and just observe it. Like, stand back and look at it from outside of yourself and see what's really going on, because there's always a message in it for you. So don't get caught up in the meaning of it, and don't get caught up in the good or the bad of it, the right or the wrong of it. Just see it from an observer's point of view as just a message or a sign for you. And it is all set up and designed just for you, which is really exciting, because the universe always conspires to help you, and that is why things happen. So I want you just to also connect with your emotions, because emotions are really hard for us then to deal with when we are caught up in the meaning of things. So if something happens and we get caught up in the meaning of what it is, good or bad, right or wrong, what happens then is an emotion will then transpire from that. Now, a lot of spiritual teachers will tell you not to deal with emotions or to get rid of them or whatever. But with the work that I do, I believe that the emotions are an alarm bell telling you that something's not right. And I actually really want everyone to start to acknowledge the emotions. Of course, definitely not suppressing them, but also you don't really need to sit in them or anything like that. You can just, again, be an observer of the emotion and then acknowledge it as something that you're needing to know, and that's a message for you, because even the emotion is a message and a sign for you. So looking at everything from an observation point of view, be the observer. And I do teach this with all the groups that I run. Be an observer. Don't get caught up in the drama of everything, and don't put a meaning on things. When you find yourself putting a title or a meaning on something, just go, really, like, what is really going on? And it's all around perception, because really the meaning you put on it is your perception. So it's the same story around the glass is half full or the glass is half empty. It is what it is. The glass is either half full or half empty. It's us that puts the meaning on it. But in actual fact, everything that happens in our life is all around perception. So this is where arguments occur, or disagreements, because people will say, well, no, this is what I believe to be true, but that's your opinion or your perception around something. And this is where I say, do not put a meaning on it. Just simply say, this is my opinion or this is my perception, and then be open to the awareness that everyone else may have a different perception of what you have. And that means, again, that there's no right or wrong, which means there is no meaning for it. It is what it is. And that's a saying that we use a lot in the universal work. It is what it is. There is no meaning to it. It just is. So knowing that everything that happens, it's not real. Everything that's going on around us, it's not real. It's just a performance, just played out just for us to acknowledge, to observe, to experience and then to move on. But we have these experiences and we hang on to them and think, well, I'm going to learn from this, or I'm going to not do this again, or whatever. Why can't we just say, yes, I've experienced that, I've seen it, I've learnt from it, and then I'm going to move on. And that it's not real, it's just a perception, and the meaning that you have around what's going on is just your observation, and knowing that others are able to have different observations as well. So know that none of this is real. It's absolutely not serious. Life is not serious. It's just a performance. It's just an experience that you have decided to have here on earth. So get rid of the meaning around it all and just embrace everything that's happening. Have a great awareness and observation around what's going on. And the one thing I really want to get out there is allow the stuff to happen. I did get, with my chats with the universe, I was told to, embrace adversity and to welcome it. And I was really scared. I was like, if I ask for more adversity for me to have this experience, then doesn't that attract more of it to me? But what you resist persists. So if you resist adversity, more adversity will come through. If you welcome it and say, I'm going to be okay regardless of there's loss or grief or death or sadness or anger or whatever the thing is that's coming up, if you embrace it and go, awesome, I'm going to learn something from it and have this experience to learn more about myself, what then happens is you find it doesn't actually happen. It doesn't happen all that often, or if at all, because you have no resistance around it. So what you resist persists. Stop the resistance. Allow life to happen for you, not to you. It's happening for you to have the experience, and allow it, allow it, allow it, allow it. The other thing I've been guided to talk to you about, mainly because this is what's been happening in a lot of the work that I've been doing, is we have a massive spiritual team around us. By a spiritual team, we have different levels of spiritual teams that we work with, and it goes from your higher self or your inner self right through to your higher ascended masters. You've got your guides, you've got spirits, you've got archangels, of course, and angels, fairies, you know, all the different levels. You got God, Jesus, the universe, collective consciousness, Abraham, throw him in there as well. There's so many different levels of spiritual team that we have around us. I'm very lucky. I'll just grab this for you. I'm very lucky that I had a little bit of my spiritual team drawn for me. I've got a big image on the wall here. This is by the amazing Francie Griffin, who actually did this for me. So I actually have a Chinese doctor who I work with, and it's funny because I did a lot of psychic surgery work and doing a lot of intuitive intuitive medical work, and little did I know that I actually have a Chinese doctor who is on my spiritual team. I have Willow here, and then I have the wolf, they're all part of my spiritual team. But in essence, and we did this in my mastermind last week, in essence, when we call in our spiritual team, it is massive. These guys that I worked with when we did this experience and we brought our spiritual teams in together, it was just amazing to experience. And the knowing that you have an amazing spiritual team behind you is quite prevalent at the moment, especially as we move into 2017. They're actually asking for you to work with them a lot more. So it can be something as simple as, you know, archangels or parking fairies, or even what you call runners, which there's runners out there that you can send forward to get you a car park, or to help you find a $2 note on the floor, or whatever it is that you want them to do. You can send them forward to then get them to set up whatever it is that you want organized for you. You can get your spiritual team to pretty much do anything. And what happens is that all you need to do is to just be in the moment, and you will see all these synchronicities and all these messages and signs come through to give you the answers of what you're actually wanting to achieve or to do in that moment. You can even say, okay, I really need a good electrician. So you then send your spiritual team out to say, bring me a good electrician. And all of a sudden you'll see on Facebook the contact details detail for an electrician, or an advert will just pop up in front of you, or you might even get someone who's ringing around offering their services. Like, that is how this works, and it's crazy, crazy, crazy amazing that you can use this spiritual team to do anything for you. All you need to do is keep yourself in the current moment and do what you love. So it goes through to anything. So if you've got, you know, the household stuff to do, if you've got work that you have to do, there's no haves, there's no shoulds, there's no needs or anything like that. When you live in a place of constant joy in the moment and staying in that moment, the universe then brings you more experiences in the next moment that mirrors that amazing constant joy, love, passion, excitement, whatever it is that you want to create in your life. Freedom, I mean, freedom's a massive one. So whatever you bring and you feel in the current moment, you then will experience in the next moment, because the universe just aligns energy with energy, and that's all it does. So what you can then do is you can then say, well, I've got emails to check and I've got all these things that I've got to do. In actual fact, there's no use forcing yourself doing those things, because when you do those things, it'll take you so much longer when you force yourself to do them than if you just said, no, I'm going to do what I feel like doing right now, which might be to go for a walk, talk to a friend, have a sleep, whatever it is that you feel like doing at that current moment. And you'll find when you either wake up, come back from your walk, you'll be like so excited to get into those emails, for example, that it'll take you like next to no time to do it. And you're not then wasting time by sitting there forcing yourself to do it. When you work on universal time, everything just flows beautifully. Work gets done with no effort, and it's an amazing connection with your spiritual team, within yourself and with the universe, that you can all work together, have a successful life, business, relationship, success, whatever it is that you're wanting, you can achieve by really pulling back on the have-tos and the shoulds and just living in that place of allowing, observation, and living in the moment, going with the flow, joy, love, passion. That's all it needs to be. The thing I find is that most of us don't give ourselves permission to live that way. So that's the biggest thing that we really have to work on, is by allowing ourselves to just be that in the moment, because we've been taught to be stressed, to overwork, to do all those things, and to struggle and to put yourself out there and sacrifice and all that sort of thing. You can still achieve and still get really great results without having to do all that, simply by working with your spiritual team, working with your universal flow and universal time, and you get things done so much quicker, so much easier, but you're relaxed, there's no stress, it's fun, and you're happy. I mean, isn't that what we ultimately want to be? So enough ramble for me for today. I think I'm just wondering if there's anything else I need to talk about. There's so much coming through at the moment. In the next day or so, I'm going to be releasing my Epic Universal Journey group, which is very exciting, as well as Universal Businesses coming out soon, and some really cool stuff. So I can't wait to share that with you. They're amazing processes that's been given to me as well to share with you, to really get us back into who we really are, and what we're meant to be doing here. And in essence, when you do that, then everything's great. Have an awesome rest of the day. Sending lots and lots and lots of love, and see you tomorrow. Mwah! Bye.